Happening today, the mother and aunt of 11-year-old Jacqueline Torres-Garcia expected in court. The girl's mother facing a murder charge. The aunt is charged with child cruelty. Your reporter Sierra Jordan live outside the courthouse in Torrington explaining what we can expect today. Sierra?
Good morning, Caitlin. The mother and aunt of Jacqueline Torres-Garcia are both on the court docket today for a pre-trial hearing, but the girl's mother, Carla Garcia, is not expected to appear in court. Now, the medical examiner ruled Jacqueline's cause of death as fatal child abuse with starvation. Investigators say the mother, Carla Garcia, told them Jacqueline had been starved for about 2 weeks before her death in September of 2024. An autopsy report obtained by Channel 3 found Jacqueline had drugs in her system, which she had never prescribed. During an early interview with police, Carla Garcia claimed her ex-boyfriend pushed Jacqueline down the stairs, but investigators say she was later admitted to starving the child. The medical examiner also reported that there were no external injuries found. Now, both Carla and Jacqueline Garcia have pleaded not guilty. Carla's former boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, is also charged with murder, but has entered a non-guilty plea in court this week. Now, we will be in the courthouse later on today and bring you any new developments once we have them. Your reporter live in Torrington, Sierra Jordan, Channel 3 Eyewitness News. Back to you, Caitlin.